Hi, my friends. I had a hard decision to make. I'm sitting here at a convenience store, and her name is Ashley, sitting on this blanket. The decision I had to make was that sometimes people have to hit rock bottom before they follow the Father and the Lord, or they change their ways. And so I can talk to the lady in here who works in the convenience store, a very great lady. She understood. She was looking for a blanket. I don't have a blanket to spare. Right? And I told the Walmarts are closed. They're not 24/7. And Ashley kept begging for over 20 minutes. I need a blanket. I'm freezing. It is cold, by the way. It is very cold here. Right? And yes, she's using drugs, but she said she hasn't used any recently. The decision I had to make was this. If I interject and interfere with her hitting rock bottom, crashing all the way, even digging a hole beyond ground level, that I may interfere with God and the Lord, where she can't take it anymore. She says, I need to change and I need to find God and Lord because I cannot deal with this life. I need somebody to help me. I need a way. I need to find where love is. Somebody, some other way, right? So that was my decision, because I have had to walk away and let people hit a rock bottom, because if you interject halfway in that process, you give money a blanket. They haven't suffered, it sounds horrible, suffered enough to seek a change and also to seek the Father and the Lord. You're interfering, okay? But you know what? Thank you, Father and Lord, I made that decision tonight. Because even the lady in there said, you know what, I can't help her. I don't have a blanket for her. And she understood every word I said. She said sometimes you gotta let them hit all the way to the bottom before they can come back and see the sky that they have in the skies. So here's the deal. I didn't realize I had another blanket. I had to dig in the back of Suburban, found this one for her. And I told her, I'm going to give you this blanket on one condition. That you quit the drugs. And try to find love and other things. I said, even a duck swimming across the pond. I don't, she's showing her face. I don't want to show her face, right? Not fair. I said, even if you have to find, there's so much beauty in this world beyond those drugs. There's so much love out there, so much to see and experience that you don't need those drugs. And she said, yeah, I know. She said she had brain damage. I don't know what it's from or where or why. Don't care. I told her, that you can get past that brain damage. God and Lord will help you through that. They will. I had issues when I had some hormone imbalances and stuff like that. This is like everything was slow motion in a movie. It ended up being my thyroid. I had thyroid disease. And I about lost my mind because the real was just like a movie. It's a movie anyway, but this is way worse. Everything was in slow motion. And every day I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's a form of brain damage, just a different route. And look, here I am today. I'm not trying to boast, just have a high IQ of 220. At that time I had probably an IQ of 4-year-old, could probably had more brain capacity than me because I couldn't even think. It was like, they call it brain fog. I'd have to think through the clouds. I'm serious. To every focus I had when I first had that thyroid disease, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I fought everything. I couldn't even remember my past. I'm not kidding you. I could not remember jack of my history. None of it was all gone. I'm seriously. I couldn't remember what happened, even from like, you know, my college years or anything. I just couldn't think it. It took so much energy, and it just was gone. It wasn't there. Right. So yes, the brain is malleable. You can get through brain damage. You can get through Alzheimer's disease. You can get through all these things. You know what's amazing about this? That there was a guy who was totally dedicated, believed in God and the afterlife. And this guy said something to him one time. He said, you know what? Explain to me the brain damage of people in this world then. Why they have no capacity to think. You know, people who've been in a car accident where they can't even they can't recognize an apple or say an apple. But you know what it is? It's still there. It's kind of like a computer that's been damaged. The heart and soul's still there. All that capacity's still there. It's just been temporarily disrupted, right? Because that's me. I was like temporary in this capacity. I've been incapacitated. So even if you have relatives, Alzheimer's disease, all that, it's just their thoughts are being scrambled by this physical being. Yeah, I mean, it's an interruption. So they're still there. They're going to remember you talking to them when they had Alzheimer's disease or brain dementia, whatever. Every moment they'll bring back. Because you know what's crazy about that? Even when I was going through this brain fog, these clouds of living day by day, I couldn't even remember the previous day, what I'd done or anything like that. That's how bad it was. I could not. You asked me what happened on Tuesday, was Wednesday, I'd say I have no idea. But you know what? Once my brain clarified and I had this resolved, I could remember. It's like rewinding a tape on a DVD or a VHS system. I remembered every detail. I said, how is this possible? The brain and your soul keeps recording and keeps living, even though at the moment it's all gone. Isn't that amazing? It was unreal when I looked back and I said, how is that possible? You know, it is. That's why even if you have a grandmother, grandfather, or even a child that's going through mental dementia or whatever, it's recording their soul like a hard drive. And what's amazing about this is that you hear people, well, they're gone, you know, see, they're here in flood. Why do you waste your time talking to them? Because they don't understand a word you're saying. When you have a relative in this situation, they said they don't know the difference. They said, I don't know the difference. They don't know you're here. Oh, yes, they do. In that moment, it does make a difference. So if you have a relative, friend, or family, realize this makes a difference, right? You're bringing joy to the heart. You know, my grandmother in Longmont, she was at the Life Care Center, right? She had Alzheimer's dementia. She remembered me, but she had a hard time understanding where she was at, what was going on. But every time I walked into her room, she would smile. There's my grandson. It hurts my heart because she wouldn't talk. She couldn't talk. But she always had a smile on her face. I remember it. I'd show her butterflies. I'd play music for her. I used to bring my keyboard in and play for her, right? a Yamaha, and I'd show her butterflies on my cell phone and mountains of Colorado because she loved mountains and all these things. I thought, my God, she didn't respond, but she would smile. And I said, she still gets it, right? And her soul was still there, just being interrupted by the land of confusion of her mind and her body. And what was really amazing about this was that we know that Alzheimer patients, they won't respond to language or communication or sometimes recognize relatives. But you know what's crazy? Music. You can play music and they will sing and remember every word of that song, the beat, the lyrics. And even my grandma was proof to that because I heard about this, and boy, you played some of the old songs like Somewhere Over the Rainbow or what a song, she could sing immediately because it's lovely. As Tesla said, music is also energy, frequency, and vibration. It's a universal language. Even your God talks a lot about the song and the music, right? And they can sing like angels even when in that situation, right? It still comes out their soul. All right, love you all. God bless.